Let's talk about security, uh, trust. When you decide to launch an employee app, a mobile communications project, of course, you know that you're going to face some internal barriers from your IT team or from your cyber team, and they're going to want to know, is this safe for our organization to use? And we can go on and on and on about different security features, but I want to keep it simple and I want to keep it at a high level, because just a few principles are usually enough for your security team to have an initial feeling that, hey, this might work. And then we can, of course, dig into details together. So the initial principles are as follows. First of all, this project and this platform is intended to help facilitate your company's internal communications, top-down type of news and feedback from employees, communications within groups, within business units, within locations, community type communications from the bottom up inside those groups. And these type of communications are not confidential in nature. So Staffbase in general, it's not a platform where you are ever putting onto it your patent information, your most valuable trade secrets. That's just not content that ever you choose to put on the platform in the first place. And this is a really important point in understanding the trade-off around security that you're making with a platform like Staffbase. So I'll just make a couple more comments about it. The big trade-off in security is between high security and high reach. And it's basically a zero-sum game between security and reach. So for example, you could have something that's really high security, like you need to be physically present in this room in order to access this information, and we can control who gets into the room with biometric, reading. That would be really high security. We know who's accessing that content, but it's going to be really low reach. I mean, I'm not going to be able to access it from anywhere else except for this room. What we're trying to do with the Staffbase platform and with mobile first communications is actually get everyone at your company on board. Non-desk workers, non-salaried employees, folks in the field. And that means reach is a big priority for this project. Otherwise, what's the point? It's a communications platform. So not putting confidential information is part of the trade-off that we make to gain the high reach that can create so much value in transforming the culture, getting everyone on the same page, making it easy to find information. And so much of that information is valuable without it needing to be the highly confidential stuff. So that's the first point. The second point about Staffbase is a certification called ISO 27001. And the reason that this is really the be-all, end-all, the one thing to say about what we offer of anything is because, number one, it's a third-party certification. That means it's somebody else who's vetting us, and we actually get audited every year at a random time. They come in, and they're checking what we do across a number of dimensions. So it's not just, do we have secure software and secure software development practices, but do we limit the group of people internally at Staffbase who have access to your data in the back end only to be the people who are serving your account? All of these in-house best practices, what kind of internal password protocols do we have at Staffbase? What's our own information security policy like? All of these things, these organizational best practices across a wide variety of areas, are covered under the ISO 27001 certification, which is the gold standard in the world for an organization being one you can trust with your information security. So between not putting confidential information on in the first place and ISO 27001, you are pretty well armed just to get the conversation started with IT and with cyber and with your security folks. And we'd be very happy to go into all kinds of details on the great security features that we have in every area of the app's development and deployment and the organization, etc., just give us a call.